Hi, Jason Vaughn here with CreativePublic.com. I want to discuss the pricing guides that are on our website. Basically, the pricing guides are a general guide to help you kind of set a basic price, help get you started on what you should charge your client. Now, each of the pricing guides, whether it's design, web, flash animation, or whatever, search engine work, e-commerce parts, they all kind of work together and give you prices that you can apply together. Now, for example, if you're designing a website, it's going to cost you X amount of money, or charge that you're going to charge the client. But if they want to add a shopping cart to it, then you go to the shopping cart pricing and look at that and then put those two together. You need something for creative direction as well, then you add on another fee for creative direction. So you have to use them together. So the best thing, what I suggest doing is get your 3-ring binder, put all the pricing guides in a book, and basically you just come up with something that looks like this. You've got all the different guides through here that list what you need. Hopefully the light's not blur that too much. And it really helps as a good reference material and a quick guide for if a customer calls on the phone, you can give them a real quick estimate. Now, I understand that a lot of designers require more information, which is true across the board, because you're going to need a lot more information to obtain a correct price from your customer. You can't just necessarily go, okay, this brochure is going to be $2,000. Well, again, there's going to be requirements. They're going to just basic tri-fold, the Z folder that's going to fold out to big old huge 9-foot brochure. Those prices will vary, but these guides just give you a general idea of where you can start on the basics. So it really helps me when I can go in and reference my base, and then I can add on top of that. Now each thing is going to have an hourly limit that's set up. So for example, let me reference here. For example, a banner design for a website. It includes 5 designs for a campaign. Animation includes flash or GIF, and the sizes range from just the standard banner sizes. Now, I charge $500 per set for these basic banners. Now, that's just the base. Now, if they really require some serious animation and not just a few things flipping in and out or maybe some fades of text or something like that, then the price would get more. Then you need to reference the flash pricing guides back here in the other part of wherever you decide to put them in your book. And then you need to reference that animation price depending on the complexity of the animation. But general, most clients just want some basic type banner, so that's why I had this basic set price of $500. Now, if they just want one banner at a time or something, I charge between $150 and $200 per banner. Now, with that said, on the banner designs, I've limited it to 2 to 7 hours, depending on what package or what plan they do. If they do the per set or per banner, and so that's how you have to do it. You have to set a time limit. And then once the client exceeds that time limit, then you have to bill them per hour thereafter. And so you have to make sure you put this in your estimate in your contracts so that they understand that you are going to limit them on what they can do. Because clients always get carried away, and they get carried away with revisions, corrections, add-ons, and they want everything for free, something for nothing basically. And you got to put these things, you got to stipulate these things up front. So that's why the pricing guides are good, because they allow you to kind of already have this preset for you. Helps train you on what you need to be saying and putting in your agreements, and then you can break down and get a little more detail. Now, what I also do on here is I change some of the pricing, because depending on what I've done for the course of the year or so, I may find out certain pricing, like my web design, needed to be a little bit more expensive. My skill level is increasing. Web design is getting a lot more complex these days than it used to be. It requires a whole lot more time, so I've adjusted my pricing accordingly, so I can give a proper estimate to the customer. And so that's what you'll have to do when you're looking at your book. But it'll give you a good guide. For example, I go in through here and then I start making my notes of what that I'm doing and what that I'm cutting. And then I come back in here and logo design, and the pricing guides that are current are $1,000. Now I've gone up to $1,200 on mine. It also gives me a little room to be flexible. But I come back and make my notes. Then after a certain amount of time, I'll wind up updating the pricing guides to reflect what I'm currently doing, and then that'll help you see where I stand in my business. So right now the pricing guide is very current, but you'll want to be able to have things, these will be updated on a regular basis, so you want to be able to re-download them and put them in some type of binder like this, so you'll be able to quote on your projects a lot easier. But I really recommend pricing things accordingly based off of your skill level, your abilities to finish the project, your time frame, and based off of your rate. Now, the rates on here and the pricing guides are about $100 an hour. And depending on your location, you may not be able to charge that. You may be able to charge $50 an hour based off your skill level as well. So determine how long it takes you to do a project, and then base that accordingly, times that by the hour. So for example, let's just give you an example real quick. Say if I'm doing a package design and I'm doing a small box, let's just say a custom cut box, 15 to 18 hours, you're looking at $1,500 right there. Okay. Now, if you're only doing $50 an hour and it takes you twice as long, then you need to bill accordingly. You know, and again, it also depends on where your location is as well too. You may not be able to charge this. I'm from my hometown is Fresno, Texas. It's a really small town, about 3,000 people. And I can tell you what, I have no way in the world I'd be able to charge what I pay or charge clients here in the Dallas, Texas area. There's absolutely no way. They couldn't afford it. I mean, the average income probably there for a year is $20,000 practically, and nobody's going to be able to afford it. Plus, the demand for a graphic designer in a small country town is just it's not there. But depending on your location, again, that's going to depend on how you're able to do your pricing. Now, say you are in a small town though, and you do start trying to become a graphic designer in that area, you will be able to do a little bit of small work, but consider branching out and getting out of the small town. Maybe you can stay there, but start trying to find jobs on the internet, like through different freelance websites, Elance and Guru.com, and those kind of places, to kind of start broadening your scope. Because really, a lot of my business all comes from online, probably 90%, and about 90% of my clients I don't ever meet. And it's able to make me where I can charge more for my work because I'm branching out into all sorts of different cities across the world. New York, San Francisco, LA, all those places I've actually done work. I've done work for people in the Cayman Islands. So it's a real good idea to branch out if you do live in a small town. But again, take your pricing guides, pop it in a book, keep yourself organized. They're a really, really good, helpful guide to give you a general base of where you need to be on your pricing for your projects. Thank you.